The Let It Snow action set includes actions and brushes to help you create a lovely snow effect on either fall or winter pictures that don't have snow, or those that already have a little bit of snow and you want to add more. So here's an image that we have, and I can quickly add some wintry effects to it. So the first thing I'm going to do in the Let It Snow action set is I am going to kind of decolorize it some by doing barely color. So it kind of muted the tones a little bit, and I can use the brush to conceal some of it if I need to. I'll go ahead and get a regular brush here. If I need to conceal some of it, I can conceal with a black brush. We can lower the opacity down because we don't want to do that much. So when we conceal that, that means we're going to allow some of the color to come back through and not have it so muted right there, so we can see where I brushed. And now maybe I want to do something like Purple Frost, which has a real frosty look to it with some purple undertones. We can reduce the opacity of the layer or increase the opacity of the layer as needed. We can also do something like Winter Bright, kind of brighten it up, get even frostier looking. We'll lower this down a little bit. And if we need to warm it up, we can warm it up a little bit, lower that down. Now if we want to add some snow to the image, we have a variety of snow actions. So you just click, just click on one and push play. So I'm going to do, let's do Snow Shower Light. Meaning it's a snow shower, but it's very faint, very light. So before and after. If we like that, but we want to minimize the effect over her, then we can add a layer mask. If you have Photoshop, if you're watching and you have Elements, there is a separate Elements tutorial. And there is the layer mask icon down here. But I thought sometimes it's handy just to have it all in one set. So we can add that. And then I can conceal some of it on her. So, gonna raise that up. We're not seeing much of the snow on her, just around her more. Okay. If we want to add more, we can. Each of these actions will add snow, and you can minimize the effect with the brush or lower the layer opacity. Now, there's also one called Snow with Brush. This is where the brush file that you were given in your download will be utilized. You're going to load these brushes, and how you load is you click up here on your brush option menu. Your brush has to be activated. I'm going to click right here on the side, go over here to this little gear icon, and then go down to Load Brushes. So I'm going to click on. You might have to navigate, so put it somewhere where it's easy to find, like your desktop. It doesn't matter if you're on a Mac or a PC. If you put it on your desktop, you can quickly find it and then move it later. So to maybe a brush folder or something like that. But when you first get started, put it somewhere where you can find it. And I'm going to hit load. And you can see I've loaded it twice there. So we can add, let's see, maybe something like, there's names to each of one. If you hover over, you can see it, round fluffy flakes. So we can do that. And we can make our brush bigger or smaller with the bracket key. And if you open up your brush preset menu, sorry, there we go. And it looks like that icon. It just says brush. We're going to click on scattering. Change it to scattering. We can increase our spacing. You can lower the brush opacity. It's got to be white. Our brush has to be white. So I hit X on my keyboard. Because we have a black mask, we need a white brush. And then we can make our brush bigger, so big flakes or little flakes. So here I can just kind of just brush around. Before and after. So very quickly we went from that before to that after. A very wintry picture. There are 5 different brushes to give you different effects. Some very round, fluffy flakes, some very undefined geometric shapes almost. some more of a snow shower. So just play with the different brushes and see what works for you. And then there's also a soft round brush so that you don't have to keep going back and forth to your default brush for your a soft round brush to conceal or reveal as needed.